Well, even on a holiday, if we're doing a show, we're going to start off with some memorabilia. You know that, especially if you've watched this show before. You know that. Let's see, we got today. One of the greatest. If there ever was a good holiday gift to give, this is one of them. How about this bobblehead? Check this one out. It's a Vin Scully bobblehead. There's the man himself right there. Have I shown this before? It's been a long time if I have. That was opening day 2016. That's a good one. Haven't seen that in a while. Vin Scully, yeah, love it. All right. Well, let's just start the show because that's what we need to do here. We got a long one, but that's okay. It's Christmas, right? Hit it. Nobody's playing it. No, it's not time for that. What can I say? We're back. Been a while. Hi, I'm Randy. You know who you are. Come on in. Pull up a chair. Sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. This is the best, first, and only video podcast by fans, for fans of your Los Angeles Dodgers. All right. Got a lot to talk about. Today is the 25th of December. Is that right? Is it really Christmas? It's really Christmas, yeah. It sure is. Hey, anytime's a great time to talk Dodgers, as far as I'm concerned. This is the show where we're going to show you some memorabilia, like we did. Play some home runs. I got a couple things that are interesting today. Check out an injury report. Do some fun stuff, including some shout-outs. This date in Dodger history is going to be these birthdays in December in Dodger history. And some quick hit trivia and some other cool stuff. So just tell your friends, shout it from the rooftops. Christmas Day, Hot Stove Dodgers from Let's Talk Dodgers. Actually, we've kind of dialed the hot stove down a little. We've turned off the heat. The main heat has already happened. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not watching properly what's going on in the news. On December 9th, the Dodgers signed Shohei Ohtani. I said they signed Shohei Ohtani. Okay, it's more like it. And it was a $700 million deal for 10 years, backloaded. The deal was announced on Ohtani's Instagram page with momentous words. Check these out. To all fans and everyone involved in the baseball world, I apologize for taking so long to come to a decision. Have decided to choose the Dodgers as my next team. Thank you. Personally, I would have given him about 9 years myself and, $650 million because he ain't pitching this year. That's just me. All right. Before that all happened, I don't know if you missed this, but it was funnier than all get out, so I want to play it for you. It's going to be a little while, but hey, where else you going? It's Christmas. All right. Waiting for relatives to come over? So what? Finished dinner already? No problem. Or still on holiday? No big deal. Anyway, in the middle of the early part of December, when Sportsnet LA was doing shows every night, Jerry Hairston Jr. made his final pitch to Shohei Ohtani to sign with the Dodgers. And even John Hartung said, go ahead, Jerry, make your pitch again. Because he'd done this before. Here's what he said. Check it out.
I played for a lot of teams, man. LA, Chicago, New York, all over this great country of ours. You played for the Angels. Beautiful franchise. But like Tommy Lasorda said, if you want to be a real Angel, you got to put on the Dodger blue and play at Dodger Stadium. Now, I've heard that the Toronto Blue Jays are involved. Great franchise. Oh, Canada, you'd have to listen to 2 national anthems up there, bro. The taxes would crush you. You're going to have a chance to make $500 or $600 million. Canada's too cold, man. You're in your lovely Newport Beach home. You can commute if you want to stay there to Dodger Stadium every single night. The fan base here is electric. The stadium is always rocking. I guarantee you, every single year, you're going to have a chance to play in the postseason, win a World Series, hopefully rings, plural. There is nothing like wearing Dodger blue. And one other thing. You're the Babe Ruth of this generation. We're going to do a little coast to coast. Babe Ruth was in New York. He was a show yank. You're the Big Show. You got a chance to play for the show Dodgers. You be the West Coast Babe Ruth, the Big Show. Here, playing at Dodger Stadium. I can do access 360 of your home runs here on this big wall right here. Shohei, this is the place to be.
Okay, so that said, which was funny enough as it was, because he did it a couple times. The next night on television in Toronto, one of their sports guys, Sid, whatever his name is, fired back at J-Hair, and he did give a few low blows. Check it out.
You know what? Shohei Ohtani, I know you watch every day. And I appreciate you, man. You're the greatest. But in terms of the person you just heard from, Jerry Hairston Jr., first off, he played for 9 teams in 16 years. Nobody wanted him on their team. Played for the Dodgers for 2 years. I know as much about the Dodgers as Jerry Hairston Jr. Played for them for 2 years. He's an absolute joke. Let's talk taxes. Yeah, we got taxes up in Canada, but California has the 5th highest taxes out of any state in America. Oh, you want to buy a place close to Dodger Stadium?
No, he has
Worst traffic in the world is in Los Angeles. Even if you're 10 kilometers away, it's still going to take you 8 hours to get to work every day. Weather, yeah, it's cold in Canada a little bit. You know what? Also snows in California last time I checked.
Not a
and based on what
Dodgers
Hollywood has told me, the great earthquake is coming at any point, and you don't want to be around any part of Los Angeles when that happens. Oh, we're going to talk about rings. We're going to talk about titles. Okay, since 1992, who's won more titles, the Jays or the Dodgers? Anyone want to answer that here?
Jays.
Jays have 2. Dodgers have not 2. And by the way, you know what? Listening to 2 national anthems is great. You know why? Because you get to hear the American one and then the better one, which is our national anthem.
Love.
Shohei Ohtani, we love you. You know what to do. We'll give you your privacy. We'll give you a competitor. We'll give you a controlled environment with a dome. It's renovated, and you're going to get your $600 million. So I hear. Shohei, come home. We love you.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
And don't listen to this asshat from Los Angeles who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, hang on.
Unbelievable.
You did very well with that.
Well, anyway, the next night, Jay Hare heard that, and he had, I think, the last laugh. Check this out.
To all of Canada, I think it is incredible the love you have shown for your beloved Blue Jays. Awesome. To the gentleman who tried to make this personal, it's Shohei. Not Shoei. Shohei. And love.
All right, way to go, Jerry. I was cracking up when I heard all that. That was so crazy. Nothing. Never heard anything again from Toronto. And then, of course, Dodgers signed him. That was pretty cool news. All right, anyway, fun stuff abound on this show. In other news, Jason Hayward and the Dodgers join up again in 24 as the two sides agreed to keep the veteran outfielder in L.A. on a one-year, $9 million deal. I like that one. Can't lose on that. Since then, of course, the team has also signed Yamamoto. You know about that deal. No need to talk about it here again, but you'll hear about it later in this show. So there's a lot of good things going on with the Dodgers, and it's a good time to be a Dodger fan, I think. All right. In addition, good news came in on November 6th, because on that date, the Dodgers activated both Gavin Lux and Blake Trinan and Dustin May from the 60-day IL. And speaking of Trinan, he was on MLB radio yesterday, 12/24/23, and he said that, quote, he is 100% healthy, has no soreness, has his full range of motion back, and he's eager to get back into action. And he was obviously very excited about his health. That is not only good, but great news for all Dodger fans, right? Way to go, Blake Trinan. I'm glad he's back. More cool news, the Dodgers and right-hander Joe Kelly came to terms. And in November, the Dodgers declined a one-year, $9.5 million deal option on Kelly, buying the right-hander out for $1 million and sending him into free agency. Well, then in early December this month, the two parties agreed to terms on another contract, reportedly for 1 year and $8 million. He already got the other $1 million, so that's $9 million anyway. So he only loses $500,000. So nobody likes to take a pay cut. But for Kelly, who was born in Anaheim, that's $9 million in his pocket to stay put instead of $9.5 million. Ultimately, a pretty friendly outcome after the option decision didn't go his way in the first place. And since the start of his career, the only pitchers with more postseason appearances than Kelly has 41, Kenley Jansen, Ryan Presley, and Aroldis Chapman are the only pitchers with more appearances in the postseason since instead of Joe Kelly. Anyway, Joe Kelly's back with the Dodgers. I think it's a good deal. And by the way, in case you didn't hear about it, Ashley Kelly, Joe's wife, shared a video on social media of her opening the front door to see a Porsche at the end of their driveway. Confused, Ashley Kelly asks the man at the door, yes, and the man points to the car, and another voice off camera says, that's yours. It's from Shohei. He wanted to gift you a Porsche. Well, the reason, and people are saying, why did that happen? The reason is Ashley Kelly started a viral campaign to lure Ohtani to the Dodgers, during which she offered to hand over all the household's Dodgers number 17 gear that they had, and even change her baby's name to Kai, from Kai to Shokai, if the two-way star agreed to put on Dodger blue. Is she really going to change the baby's name? I'll call her on that one. Anyway, shortly after the historic deal was announced, Ashley Kelly celebrated the news with a hilarious social media post during which she made good on her offer, tossing a bunch of number 17 Kelly jerseys and T-shirts on the front lawn of her house. At the end of the video, she summons her husband and writes Kelly 99 on the back of his white T-shirt. Very cool. And just for the record, Ohtani's worn number 17 in each of his 6 seasons with the Angels. Joe Kelly has worn number 17 since 2019, 3.5 of those seasons with the Dodgers. And now it's going to be Ohtani's, and 99 is going to be worn by Joe Kelly. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, we're talking about all the crazy stuff today. When the Dodgers began this offseason, their starting pitching for 24 looked pretty bleak and pretty lame. Well, with Clayton Kershaw hitting free agency, Tony Gonsolin missing all of next year with Tommy John surgery, and Dustin May's unknown timeline for return, and Walker Buehler returning from Tommy John whenever, left a lot of question marks for the Dodgers in the starting pitching department. Now, at this point, in late December of 2023, we may very well have the strongest rotation in baseball. That's turned around. That's just insane how that happened. And the potential Dodger pitching rotation for your Los Angeles Dodgers on opening day looks like this right now. Number 1 starter could be Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He'd be up first. Walker Buehler second if he's there, hopefully. Tyler Glasnow, Bobby Miller, and Emmett Sheehan. Now, with the signing of Yamamoto, the reasoning here is the return of Buehler. It's hard to find a better 1-2 punch than those two from what the Dodgers could roll out when healthy. There's a chance that Buehler misses some time due to his injury at the start of the year as he recovers more from Tommy John surgery. But if he can return to the dominant level he's shown already in his career, then you're talking about a very, very, very strong top of the rotation. And having Glasnow as your third pitcher is kind of crazy in itself because his similarities to Buehler's situation are uncanny. He also has health concerns. Glasnow's are recovering from an oblique strain that caused him to miss the start of 23, but I've heard him in interviews say he's okay now. We'll see. He had multiple injuries last season, actually in the past, but when he's healthy, he would be an ace of most other clubs. I mean, we know that. At this point, nobody knows what's going to happen for sure, but let's just say the Dodgers seem to be sitting pretty at their starting rotation hopes for the opening of the 24 season. I think so too. All right, more fun stuff. I told you I had a show that was supposed to go up in early December and it didn't make it because we had technical difficulties, wink, wink. So I'll repeat this one in case nobody heard, in case you didn't hear this yet. Number 6 himself, Steve Garvey, is running for U.S. Senate. That's right. And that was the seat that was left vacant when Dianne Feinstein died earlier this year. And you can read more about his run for office at his website, stevegarvey.com. But without getting political here, and I must say that personally, I feel the Garv could do a better job than probably most people we've even had in the Senate in California over my lifetime. And if he does okay, great. I don't think he could do much worse than some of the people we've had in there in the past. I'm not mentioning any names. But I think he'd be fine. I think everyone pretty much likes the guy. So he may just stick to his campaign promises about, how he talks about in his campaign film, how he didn't play for the Democrats, he didn't play for the Republicans, he didn't play for the Independents, he played for everybody. Well, maybe he'll govern for everybody. That's what he says. So he wants to play for all people. I get it. Let's see if some of that comes true. If not, I don't know. But hey, how about everybody in the Senate, I mean, we got guys worse than him. So I think he'd be okay. And let's just see about it. I don't know. I'm going to give the guy a shot. He's better than most guys. Plus, he's a cool dude. So why not? He's a baseball guy. How many baseball guys we got in the Senate? Anyway, come on, guys. If he's playing for everybody, I'm all for that guy. Let's go USA. More on Garv in a few minutes because we got some Garv stuff going on that we got to talk about. Last add fun stuff. How about a little holiday treat? For every holiday, besides opening presents, I got a present for you right now. How about that? Just found it again. I forgot I had it, but you got to check this out. It's a little holiday gift for you. This is a little Christmas story for you. Actually, it's not a Christmas story. It's a story that I'm giving to you at the holiday time, so we could call it a Christmas story. And it's Big D. This was for our pal Cheryl, who also loved Big D. Check it out, Big D. Big D tells this story on one of his friends. Love this one. Check this one out, Cheryl and everybody else listening. Go for it, dog. Come on, dig.
Brock walked.
Yeah.
Sandy's pitching. Brock
Drysdale.
walked.
Yeah.
He stole second. He stole third and scored on a fly
Talking
ball.
about Lou Brock.
Now, they get a run without a hit. And Sandy is really hot. And because Brock kind of danced around a little bit, and it was in Lou's younger days. And Frenchie was sitting next to me in the dugout, and I had my arm up like this and around him. And Frenchie said, boy, he said, D, he says, Brock's lucky Sandy's pitching. He said, because doing all that dance around, stealing those bases, he said, you know, he ought to go down. I said, well, I said, I don't know how lucky he is, Frenchie. We'll see. And he came back up again. And Sandy hit him right in the middle of the back, right between the shoulder blades. He went down. He got up, as every hitter will. He got up, and he started to go to first base. He took one step, fell right flat on his face, and they carried him off on a stretcher. And he was out for a month. So beat Koufax. Don't embarrass him while you're beat.
And there's a little holiday story for you from Big D about Koufax. He was talking about Frenchie on the bench, and that's Jim Lefevre. And that was a pretty cool story from Don Drysdale, the late, great, one of our all-time favorites. Right, Cheryl? She's one of my favorites, too. One of my favorites, all those guys. All right, let's do some shout-outs. Already gave one to Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl. Here's to our regular viewers. You know who you are. Thanks to all the casual viewers, the same ones that always watch. Also, I want to mention my spring training posse. I'm going to see some of those guys this week. Roger, Scott, I'm going to see those guys this week. Mark, I'm going to see him. Aaron, Lacey, anybody else who cares to join us. Maybe we'll make a trip over next spring. All I can tell you is if you go, tickets are not going to be cheap. Shh, don't cheer for that. All right. Hey, guys, we'll give a shout out to everybody else, though. Thanks to the posse. Thanks for everybody watching Let's Talk Dodgers, especially if you're watching on Christmas Day. More power to you. Happy holidays to everybody. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to the house. Thanks for watching Let's Talk Dodgers. It's an extremely long show because we have all kinds of fun stuff going on. Tell all your friends. Tell everybody to watch us. Like in Facebook, hit us. Like us in Facebook. Hit us the subscribe button if you're watching YouTube. And we're always talking Dodgers in here. It doesn't matter what day it is, even the holidays, right? And that's for sure. Go Blue. We're all about Dodgers here. If you have any fan mail, toss it in the email box at letstalkdodgers@gmail.com. Offer still good to the end of the year, December 31st. Anybody who writes to me at that address, letstalkdodgers@gmail.com. Anybody who writes me that address throughout the rest of the postseason, actually the rest of the postseason until February, gets two free home run calls by Vin Scully from the past 20 years. And they could be of your choice if I have it. If not, I'll just send you some. So that's a pretty good deal right there. I think we're going to do that. We'll play some home run calls next time, too. All right, let's. We're not doing this date in Dodger history because not a whole lot happened on Christmas Day, except extra shout-outs to my cousin David and my friend RB. You're celebrating birthdays today. Way to go, guys. And speaking of birthdays, let's do some December birthdays of some Dodgers. These guys are all still alive. Are you ready for that? All right. Earlier this month, we had two important birthdays. Carl Erskine on December 13th. He turned 97 because he was born in 1926. Carl Erskine, 97 years young. Wait a minute. And the guy we mentioned earlier running for office, December 22nd, a couple days ago, he turned 75. Steve Garvey, 75 years young. Guy looks great. By the way, the guy looks 50. He looks great. He looks better than I do. Anyway, he's 75. Wow. And coming up this week, December 28th, that's Thursday, Austin Barnes turns 34. Okay, Austin. And his honor, the man we were just talking about, or the story was about, one of Dodger legends, Dodger royalty, December 30th, near the end of the year, 88 years young, Mr. Sandy Koufax. Go pay him respect at his statue when you go to Dodger Stadium. It's a great one. Sandy Koufax turns 88. Wow, that's amazing. All right, our stats of the day. I got one quick stat. No, there's no baseball being played, but I got one quick stat. First of all, does this bother anybody? Speaking of Koufax, Ohtani's like Koufax in that both guys were left-handed hitters, but they're different in ways that Ohtani's a right-handed pitcher, but he's a left-handed hitter. And Koufax was just the opposite. Left-handed hitter, left-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. What bothers me about that is that means when you're a lefty and you're hitting right-handed, your left arm is exposed to the pitcher. When you're right-handed, but you're batting lefty like Ohtani, your right pitching arm is exposed to the pitcher. I don't like that. That makes me real nervous. Now, we haven't had any problems about that in a long time in the major leagues, but I just don't like it when a guy does it. But then again, I guess that's how each guy learned how to hit. I know Ohtani learned how to hit left-handed on purpose, so what can you do? Anyway, be careful, Shohei, because it's going to be a tough year. He's only going to be hitting. That's all he's going to be doing, not pitching. All right, the stat about Ohtani, I wanted you to know about those, along with all the other stats you probably know already. He did have, and he does have, 86, are you ready for this? 86 stolen bases in career? How many pitchers have 86 stolen bases? Pretty cool. All right, I just wanted to mention that because nobody mentioned that. Quick hit trivia, we got some for you. Then this is another shout out to my friend Roger, who I'll be seeing this week. Hey, Raj. This came from one of his questions. This might have been one of the Dodger magazines. I think that's where he got it from. And I'll make it easier than he did on me because I barely got this one, but you got to have a little bit of sense. So I'm going to give you 4 multiple choices on this. Which Dodger hit 3 home runs in a game in 2005? 2 clues on this. One is it A, Jeff Kent? B, is it J.D. Drew? C, is it Hee-Seop Choi? Or is it D, Ricky Leday? And my hint to you is we played those 3 home runs on this show in the last, I'd say, 2 years or so. There's your hint. We will give you the answer in just a few minutes. And by the way, something else nobody's talking about. Does anybody realize who else we got out there for free agents? Kirsch is still out there, although I've heard him say he's supposed to be back with the team around mid-season. JD's supposed to be a free agent. Has anybody picked him up yet? I don't know. And Kike Hernandez, did anybody pick him up yet? I'll take Kike back. Come on back, Kike. Hey, we got better fans here than anywhere else, right? I'm not going to make a pitch like that guy in Toronto. Anyway, yeah. And our taxes are the worst. No, don't go there. Yeah, we want Kike back. He's cool. All right, let's give you the answer to the quick hit trivia. A moment ago, we asked you, which Dodger hit 3 home runs in a game in 2005? I played him on this show a few months back. I'm not going to play him now, but I will give you the answer in just a second. Was it Jeff Kent, J.D. Drew, Hee-Seop Choi, or Ricky Leday? Does anybody remember? Okay. Well, maybe I'll give you the answer. Maybe I won't. Let's see if I can give it to you right here. Okay, here it is. I'm vamping to look for a special... There we go. Yeah. It was this guy. Yeah. Hee-Seop Choi. Hit 3 in 1 game. As a matter of fact, he hit 6 in 3 games. That was amazing. He only hit 15 for the whole year. All right. Right now, up on top of the Dodger YouTube channel, yes, they have one. And you can find it at youtube.com/Dodgers. In case you missed it, the aforementioned Mr. Ohtani's introductory press conference at Dodger Stadium is showing right now at the top of the YouTube channel that the Dodgers have. youtube.com/Dodgers. If you missed it, go watch it. It's about a half an hour. You'll love it. All right. Important off-season dates are coming up they're coming up in our face really fast, too. No one team has yet to reveal their opening days of spring training, which date they're opening, pitchers and catchers and all that. When announced, we expect the 2024 spring training reporting dates for pitchers and catchers to fall usually between February 13th and 15th. However, it's a big however, for the Dodgers, they're going to probably want their pitchers and catchers to show up a little earlier than usual. I wouldn't be surprised if they call it for maybe February 8th or 10th. You know why? Well, number one, because as everybody knows, we have to open our spring training season against the Padres February 22nd. Okay? Then we have to be in Korea to open the season against them on March 20th. So we've got to be there earlier. So I'm guessing they're going to call for an earlier date in February. Haven't heard it yet officially, but that's my take. All right, the other date I'm looking for right now, I'm looking for a Fan Fest date. Hello, Mark Jill. You know what it is yet? It's usually the last Saturday in January, but nobody's talking. Is there a pandemic going to rise again and blow it away? I don't know. I hope not. All right, that's going to do it for me, I think. Oh, one more date. They're showing this one all over TV, though. Everybody knows it. Results from the votes from over 400 baseball writers are going to be announced in January from Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame vote. President Josh Rawitsch is going to have that call at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024, live on MLB Network. We already know that Jim Leland's going in as a manager. We don't know anything else yet on players. Okay. Don't forget, Sportsnet LA has some pretty groovy stuff on their website. You can find them at sportsnetla.com. Don't forget to also listen to all those other great baseball podcasts that are going around. As I've said earlier, if you're watching outside LA area, David Vassay is still doing his Dodger Talk shows every Wednesday. In fact, this past Wednesday, it was a podcast only. It wasn't even live. So that's pretty cool. And they've had some very cool interviews and very cool content on those shows. So if you're missing it, just dial up. You'll hear them wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget, I also tend to leave some pretty cool Dodger content about our team on our Facebook page. So check in there whenever you get a chance. Try to put as many things in there and answer questions, whatever. And don't forget to write to me at letstalkdodgers@gmail.com if you want to get 2 free Vin Scully home run calls that he's done in the last 20 years. Also, one last thing for the holiday season, and this is a special present from me to you. If you're watching it this late in the show, we're already down to what? Last 25 minutes ago. Okay, we started 25 minutes ago? Well, here's the deal. Check this out. Nobody else is going to hear this unless you're one of the last people. As some of you know, my little online slice of internet heaven, rockinradio.com. Right now at the bottom of the Now Playing page at rockinradio.com's Now Playing page, you can find a 1.5 hour, almost 1 hour and 45 minute show called The Christmas Present Handoff. And what it is, nothing but an hour and 40 minutes worth of all kinds of different Christmas music that you've never heard before from me, from Jason, from Brian, from Mark, and from Jimmy Knight, all 5 jocks on Rockin' Radio. We strung together about 20 minutes of each of our shows, and we got one big long hour and 40 minute show called The Christmas Present Handoff. So I think you're going to like it. If you're into Christmas music like I am, you'll love it. It's a blast. Check it out. It's at rockinradio.com/now-playing. Or just go to rockinradio.com. No G in Rockin'. Rockinradio.com and check out the Now Playing page, and it'll pop. It's in the bottom of that page, and it's a box that's green. You can't miss it. That is going to do it for this show. Thanks for watching today, tomorrow. Thanks for watching all year. This is the last show of the year, I think. We're going to do one before New Year's? I don't think so, unless something big happens. So until then, happy holidays, happy Merry Christmas. Hanukkah's over, so happy Hanukkah to everybody. Happy Kwanzaa tomorrow. Happy Boxing Day to anybody in Great Britain. We'll see you probably next year in 2024. So come on back, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye. Nobody's playing ball. See you next year.